An adoption that turned into a nightmare. Hidden blood, uncovered lies, and a child who may not be what she seems. As the family falls apart, a dark secret comes to light. Natalia is not who she says she is. Get ready for the truth that will blow your mind. The episode begins in 2019 with Christine after being released from prison after charges of neglect and abandonment of a minor. She is staying in a hotel with her children who are watching the news about their mother's case. She claims that it is all a lie and that they should not believe the news. Her son Jacob, now an adult, questions his mother about how they gathered so much evidence to arrest her if none of it is true. Christine responds that Michael is guilty of all the charges and that he made a deal not to be arrested, and serves dinner. Meanwhile, at Michael's house, he is eating pizza with his family, as well as Christine and the boys, and he celebrates Christine's current condition. At that moment, he receives a call. It was Detective Brandon. Michael says he was watching the news, but the news about Brandon wasn't good. The prosecutors also filed charges against Michael, the same as Christine. Michael tells Brandon that he cooperated and gave all the information requested and that he made a deal, saying that it was Christine and not him. Brandon argues that Michael himself said he wasn't guilty and that there was nothing he could do. After all, some form of justice should be served. Michael then hangs up the phone, very upset. Back in 2010, Michael and Christine took Natalia to the doctor to solve the mystery. After examining the girl, they take her out of the office and talk to the doctor, who explains that hair at that age is certainly not common in a child of that age. He also asks if Natalia had already menstruated, and Michael immediately says that she is a child, suggesting that it would be too early for such a thing. Christine interrupts, saying that they don't know if that had already happened. The doctor suggests taking Natalia to the endocrinologist for a more in-depth analysis. After all, he only managed to take a quick look at the girl and did not perform any tests. All he could detect is that Natalia needs surgery on her feet and hips and that this should have been done a long time ago. Michael reminds him that they paid $7,000 for the surgeries Natalia has already had. And the doctor reaffirms that the girl has not had any surgery, nor does she have any scars. Christine decides to tell Michael that there is an open lawsuit against Primero Caminho, with accusations that they promised the same child to several families, trafficked children, and altered documents. Michael wants to know why she didn't tell him anything about this, and she responds that she wanted to protect him from another adoption fiasco. However, if the adoption center really lied about Natalia and she is older than she says, the situation changes completely. She mentions Natalia's disturbed behavior and says that she feels that something is wrong and that she will find out the truth. Upon hearing Christine's plea, the doctor decides to help her and give her some pointers to solve the mystery. Michael and Christine exchange suspicious glances. In the next scene, Christine goes out with Natalia to see several different specialist doctors. They all say that she needs a lot of surgeries and that Natalia's type of dwarfism is very rare, and even though there are signs that she may not be a child, it is very difficult to say her correct age. After so many appointments, she fights against the doctors and gets angry with her brothers. Natalia's behavior is worse than ever. Christine doesn't know what to do anymore. Christine is in an appointment with a psychologist and asks what Natalia's mental age is. The doctor suggests that if the girl were an adult, she would be a sociopath, but if she were a child, her behavior could be due to trauma, such as abandonment or being an orphan. Christine asks how to deal with this situation, and the doctor suggests that they treat her as if she were a baby, as a form of therapy. Christine doesn't seem to like the idea very much, while Michael doesn't object to anything. At home, Christine talks to her mother on the phone about what the doctor said. Christine's mother doesn't really agree with this solution and volunteers to help with Natalia. Christine hangs up the phone, and when she goes down to the kitchen, Michael is making a little airplane in Natalia's mouth. The girl doesn't like the situation at all and slaps the spoon out of her father's hand. Christine tells Natalia to go outside and take a walk to calm down. Michael is understanding as always and says that the doctor warned her that this could happen, but Christine interrupts, saying that all that matters is knowing Natalia's age. The scene cuts to Michael's work and he is talking to his boss, who doesn't seem to be listening. Michael tries to argue against closing the store by suggesting lowering prices, but the boss is adamant and says they need to leave by the end of the day. Meanwhile, Christine searches the internet for ways to identify false documents and sends Natalia's documents to one of the websites. Then she receives a call. It was a reporter wanting to schedule an interview with Christine. She happily accepts and goes to do her chores from home. She goes to tidy up Natalia's clothes and room. While putting everything away, she finds some socks partially hidden under a box in Natalia's closet. She takes out the box and there are several socks covered in blood. Natalia was wearing the socks in secret to stop the blood flow from her period. Christine is shocked and has no reaction. At school, she waits for Natalia to get out of school. There, she meets the principal who tells her that Natalia has been acting differently from the other children and prefers to make friends with the teachers and even have lunch with them. And this is bothering the teachers. And she leaves. She also finds Val. Soon she tells her that Channel 11 wants to interview her, and soon after Natalia appears acting like an innocent child. This bothers Christine more and more. The truth is becoming increasingly clear. Meanwhile, Michael vents about the store's closure to Jennifer. Christine calls, but he ignores the call. They have a pleasant conversation, and Michael reveals that he still hasn't told her about the store's closure. Jennifer suggests that he tell her right away. The scene cuts to Christine driving Natalia home. She says that she found the hidden socks and asks how they got covered in blood. Natalia replies that she doesn't know, as if it's no big deal. Christine insists and asks if she hurt herself or something, or if she's menstruating. Natalia's expression changes immediately. Christine continues asking if she knows what she's talking about and explains what menstruation is. Michael is waiting for her to arrive at the door of the house. Christine tells her about her first period, but Natalia doesn't seem to like the direction the conversation is taking. Christine says that when she gets home she'll teach her how to use pads instead of socks. Natalia starts to get upset. They're getting home and Wesley is playing in the street. Christine keeps asking if she's ever used pads before. Natalia freaks out and covers Christine's eyes. She loses control and, unable to see anything, crashes the car into a mailbox. Everyone gets scared. Michael opens the car door and Natalia gets out, crying like a scared child. Christine says that Natalia covered her eyes and that it could have killed someone. Michael questions the girl, but Natalia says that her mother was being mean to her. Christine leaves, very shaken, and leaves Michael and Natalia there. She goes to look for Val to tell her about Natalia. Valika says that there's a movie set in the same time period and that in the movie the child is actually a sociopathic adult with dwarfism. Christine connects the stories. Val recommends a psychologist and Christine is interested. The day goes on and she is now in the interview talking about her son Jacob and her decisions regarding their lives. In the middle of the interview, Christine notices that there is a bloody tampon in the corner of the room and becomes disoriented. In the next scene, she prepares dinner and talks to Jacob, and then Michael and Natalia arrive home. She immediately goes to them and puts Natalia against the wall, saying that she didn't think it was funny that she left a tampon in the room during the interview. The girl laughs, finding the prank funny. Christine then tells her to tell Michael that she is menstruating and that she uses socks as a hidden tampon. Natalia tells Michael, however, she acts like a confused child who is only saying what her mother made her say. Christine gets upset and tells Michael everything in detail. She adds that Natalia is manipulating him and that he doesn't realize it. Natalia is disfigured with rage while Christine denounces all her lies. Michael continues to believe that Natalia is just a child and takes the girl's side. Christine forces Natalia and asks her directly, "How old are you?" Natalia does nothing but look at Christine with a look and a slight evil smile. Christine decides to stop pretending that nothing is happening and starts imposing rules on Natalia, who acts mockingly while they are alone and acts against her mother. The girl says that she is not afraid of Christine but that Michael is, and that he did not tell her that he lost his job months ago. Christine searches the name of the store on the internet and sees that it was all true. Michael arrives at that moment with a letter for Christine. It was the company that Christine sent Natalia's documents to. Natalia realizes that Michael has arrived and starts acting like an obedient child again and goes to the kitchen to clean as Christine had told her to. Christine picks up the coffee cup on the counter to drink and immediately spits it out. Natalia had put disinfectant in her cup and Christine knew about it. She confronts Natalia and the girl says it was an accident. Michael once again defends the girl and says he didn't see her do anything, nor Jake. Christina then reveals the contents of the letter she received. It is Natalia's document showing that the photo on the original document is not Natalia. Everyone leaves the kitchen as if Christine was crazy. Christine goes straight to the address on the document she received, and there she finds the woman who adopted Natalia before her, and she herself says she didn't want to do anything bad, only to protect her family. The woman's words upset Christine. When she gets back, she tells Michael everything and that she met with Natalia's previous mother, and she assured him that the girl is actually an adult and is responsible for the whole scheme. Michael still can't believe what Christine found out. They argue while Christine prepares for another interview. Christine confronts Michael about her dismissal and says that she only found out because Natalia told her what happened and reaffirms that she manipulates him and that she is not their daughter. Michael then threatens to tell the reporters that Christine is abandoning Natalia. She then says that Natalia is Michael's responsibility from now on, as well as all expenses related to the girl. The episode ends with Michael and Christine holding hands during the interview. So, what did you think of this chilling story? Leave a like to let us know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell so you don't miss any details of this plot that seems like a movie, but is real life. Until the next video, and remember, not everything is what it seems.